He's kept it under wraps because he's getting his back blown out by the head of the Church of Scientology. And that's okay. I wish he would come out and just be like, yes, I love this Scientology cock, baby. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Heather Shaw is Kidding. It's me, Heather Shaw. Happy Wednesday. How are you doing? I hope you're doing fantastic. I hope you're having a good end of your summer. We're getting to the end of summer. Thank fuck. Thank fuck we're getting to the end of summer. God, isn't that the worst season ever? If you like summer, there's something wrong with you internally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. I don't trust a bitch who likes summer. And bitch means both genders. Men can be bitches. All right. Well, it's been a good week for me. You know, people have been dying, unfortunately, but they die every day. Kim, people are dying. Thank you for rating and reviewing this podcast if you do. Thank you for joining the Patreon if you have. You got some tea over on the Patreon at all times. We got so many episodes up over there. If you run out at the end of an episode, if you're like, man, I wish there was more of this podcast, join the Patreon, patreon.com/Heather Shaw Comedy. Every week, there's a new extra episode of this podcast where I talk more about my thoughts that maybe I don't want to put up on a public platform. Maybe I want to make you pay a little. I'm willing to give away the tea and my real thoughts for $3 a month. Okay, I'm very expensive. It's very hard to buy me. Patreon.com/Heather Shaw Comedy. Last episode, I talked about Justin Timberlake. I'm not going to talk about the same things I talked about, but I did talk about Justin Timberlake phoning it the fuck in at the age of 40, whatever. That guy and his micro penis. I talked about the T app having a data leak. You know, all the good stuff. Talked about Sydney Sweeney's baby ad. Sydney Sweeney sounding like a real Nazi baby. Jesus passed down from that to the puzzle. Wow. That's my impression of Sydney Sweeney nowadays. You want to hear my Sydney Sweeney? That's my Sydney Sweeney. That's it. That's my impression. Add it to the chamber. We got Gypsy, we got Brittany, now we got Sydney. It's all the E's, huh? I can only do impressions of people whose first or last name ends in E. Jim Carrey, Sydney Sweeney, Brittany, Gypsy, you know. Don't make me do anything that doesn't end in an E. I can't do it. Upcoming shows next week. I'm very excited. Is it next week? I think it is next week. Let me pull up my calendar. Yeah. Next Thursday, I'm in Austin, Texas. I love Austin, Texas. I'm moving back to Austin, Texas. Can't wait. I'm at Cap City in Austin. Get tickets to that. And then later on in August, I'm in Kansas City, Missouri for a weekend at the Comedy Club of Kansas City. And then I'm in Batavia, Illinois for a weekend at the Comedy Vault. And then I'm going out to California. I'm doing shows in Sacramento, Los Angeles at the Comedy Store. Very excited for that one. Get tickets for that. It will sell out. San Diego at the Yellow Door. Sacramento's at the Punchline. A lot of fun shows coming up. Get tickets at heathershawcomedy.com. Let's get into the goddamn broadcast, huh? Hulk Hogan is dead. Oh, no. You know, not very sad about it. You know, I don't know if I've talked about it on this podcast or on my Patreon, but Linda Hogan, the ex, I thought they were still together, but the ex-wife of Hulk, mother to Brooke Hogan, saint, and Nick Hogan, sinner. She follows me or used to follow me on Instagram. I'm not really sure. And she would comment, oh, you're a riot. Oh, you're a hoot. And I'm just team Brooke Hogan. So I just didn't respond because I'm like, bitch, you fucked her up. You know, I'm always very team the kid. If the kid is going no contact with the parents, I side with the kid. You know what I mean? You don't do something wrong as a parent and your kids cut you off. You know, so, but yeah, Hulk is a creep. He was a creepy man. A wrestler, a fake athlete. I know that they're athletes. I get it. I'm just not a fan of wrestling. I've had sex before. And, I shower. And I don't drink Mountain Dew in the morning. I'm just listing off traits of wrestling fans. Listen, come for me, wrestling fans. I'll outrun you. You try to come for me. It'll take 3 steps and I'm already way ahead of you, buddy. Wrestling is silly. Now, I like the NFL. You can make fun of me for that. I really like the NFL. I watch the NBA. You can say these things about these leagues. But wrestling is silly. It's fake. There is physical aspects to it, but it's so fake. It's just men wrestling with each other. Fake. It's corny. It's cringy. It's weird. I did go see a WWE match, but I was a child. And it was during the height of The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then once my frontal lobe developed, I did not enjoy wrestling anymore. But shout out to the wrestling fans. You know, we all like things. You know, you can judge me all you want for my hobbies. I don't care. I get it. But I'm going to judge you for yours. It's a fair trade. I like the Real Housewives and the NFL. You can judge me for that. But I do think wrestling fans are silly. And Hulk Hogan was, he left behind a life of scandal. He was not a great guy. He snitched on other wrestlers who were trying to unionize in the WWF or WWE. He snitched to Vince McMahon. He's a shitty guy. Racist. Towards the end of his life, he fell into the MAGA cult. As you do as a man named Terry who lives in Florida. I mean, every man named Terry who lives in Florida is going to end up in the MAGA cult. It's just your calling. He's an older guy. He was 71, a Floridian, a 71-year-old Floridian, a white 71-year-old Floridian. If they're not in MAGA, they're an anomaly. My favorite Hulk Hogan thing was when he was caught having sex with his best friend's wife, Bubba the Love Sponge, another great Floridian name. I know that's his radio name, but, to be like, yeah, my name's Terry, I'm from Florida, and my best friend's name is Bubba. That all checks out. It's all coming together, folks. But I like the scandal when I think Brooke was still talking to him at this stage in the game. I don't remember when it was. This had to have been the early aughts, maybe mid-aughts, 2010. I don't really remember the time, but he was caught. There was a camera in Bubba the Love Sponge's bedroom, which filmed Hulk having sex with Bubba the Love Sponge's wife. I don't know if it seemed like it was set up. I can't imagine that Bubba was completely blindsided, but maybe he was. That's not the funniest part of it. It's, and I saw this tape because I have no soul. Nowadays, I probably wouldn't click on a video of a former wrestler having sex with his best friend's wife. I really wouldn't probably watch any celebrity sex tapes because I have self-esteem now, but back then I didn't care. And I remember seeing the video, curiosity got the best of me. And at one point in the video, he gets, he's breathing heavily on top of this woman. I don't know her name. God bless her. Maybe. And I think he was still married to Linda too. It's crazy. Hulk, gets a phone call. He gets a phone call during his bang sesh with his best friend's wife. He mounts himself off of this woman. Oh, grunting. Oh, brother. And the ringtone on his cell phone is his daughter's song. Yeah, this guy's got a full-on boner listening to his daughter sing a song. Oh, hold on, brother. I got to answer the phone. It's Brooke Hogan. They don't know. They don't know about us. They don't know about us. He's got a raging boner. I see it down. Okay, so he gets off of her raging boner, answers his phone. Boner still intact, not going down at all. I've never had a kid and I've never had a boner, but I tell you, if I had both, I'd lose the boner the instant I heard my kid's voice. Probably. I think if I was super wet, I'd dry the fuck up if I ever heard my dad's voice. If I heard my brother's voice, I would dry up. That would be my version of drowning kittens. No, boner intact, answered the phone. I don't remember if it was Brooke on the other end. I doubt it. I don't remember who it was, but that is seared in my brain as my only memory of Hulk Hogan. Again, I really wasn't into his wrestling. His reality show is trash. His son is trash. His son famously drove drunk and paralyzed his best friend, who was a veteran of the military. Completely paralyzed. Like, I don't know if he's a vegetable, but he is paralyzed. And then Nick Hogan got arrested for another DUI about 10 years later. 10 years later. So, you know, if you don't learn from your mistakes, a huge mistake, you'll just do it again probably. But yeah, shout out to Brooke Hogan. I hope she's doing well. I know that she has been no contact with Terry Bollea. Terry Bollea, brother. I would cut my dad off if I had known that he answered the phone to my singing voice while he was pumping his best friend's wife. I would totally go no contact. That's enough grounds for an emancipation. Yeah. But beyond that, can you imagine what this guy was saying? I mean, because I think that I believe Brooke Hogan's husband is black. Is that true? Brooke Hogan's husband. I did not do my research on this. Stephen Oleski. He's a former professional hockey player. They have 2 kids together. Oh, they have twins. Is he black? He doesn't. Maybe he's. Hold on. Let's see. Brooke Hogan's husband. Stephen Oleski. I'm looking him up. Oh, they live in Florida. Stephen Oleski. He looks very white. I gotta say, and a hockey player. I mean, that guy's pretty white. Oh, he used to play for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yeah, maybe she dated a black guy. I think at one point she dated a black guy and Hulk was freaking the fuck out because that's his kryptonite. You know what I mean? But always Team Brooke. I hope that Linda probably unfollows me at this point. You know, I do post a lot of insane shit, so I can't imagine that she's on board with me shitting on Trump. They seem like big Trumpers over there. Yeah, let's see. Brooke Hogan says that they are privately processing his death, calls out disturbing AI videos. What is she saying? Oleski said, he posted on Instagram that they have been grieving privately. My wife and I have not released any official statement about the death of my father-in-law. We're grieving, processing privately, and ask for the respect to do so. Yeah, they seem like nice, respectful people. I really like Brooke. I think that she's doing it right. She's not in the spotlight. She's not trying to be, you know, this Nepo baby celebrity. She had really good music at one point, and then she went and raised kids. I like her a lot. And she's probably healing from having batshit parents, you know. There are many disturbing AI videos circulating that do not represent our family feelings or opinions. That's what, there's probably AI videos of Brooke being like, I love you, daddy. Who knows? R.I.P. to Hulk Hogan. I texted my dad. My dad's a big gym rat. And I said, you know, Hulk Hogan dead at 71. And my dad just put steroids. So, yeah, my dad is never juiced. He's all natty. He won't do steroids. But he believes that anybody that's big that dies in their 70s from a heart attack is just roids. Which maybe it is. Maybe it is. Who knows? I don't know what Hulk's legacy is. It's kind of been completely ruined over the past 20 years, you know. Who knows what gross shit he's done sexually to people. Not saying that he's assaulted people, but it wouldn't be too surprising if he did. But I don't know too much about Hulk Hogan, proudly. Switching over, Tom Cruise has a new beard. This man just won't come out. God, I love the commitment of this guy. He is an actor through and through. This guy will not come out of that goddamn glass closet. He is saying, here's my baby. Her name's Anna. He wishes it was Andy. Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas appear to finally be confirming their rumored romance because they went on a weekend getaway together. Sure, girl. I'm sure they really got away together. I'm sure they didn't step outside, hold hands, and then fucking depart. Tom and Anna escaped to Vermont. The gayest state, by the way. Vermont's one of the gayest states. What did they go to? Did they go antique shopping there? Get some vegan food? Please. They went to an Oasis concert. That's so straight. Whose idea was that? Anna's? Anna? I don't know how to say her name. It's one N. It throws me off. They went to an Oasis concert in London, and then they went back to Vermont. I don't fucking know. These people. No one believes you're straight, Tom. I love that we just report on Tom Cruise news as if he's not like a horrible deadbeat father. He's had like 3 kids. I think he had 2 with Nicole Kidman, 1 with Katie Holmes. No relationship with any of the kids. It's like Brad Pitt. Nobody's addressing Brad Pitt's complete inability to be a father to these kids because they've all gone no contact with him. They've all cut him out. Once again, siding with the kids. If a kid is cutting a parent out of their life, it's not because they were loved. You don't cut parents out because you were loved and supported. Yeah, so it's just funny that we just pretend like this is 1998. I mean, TMZ, this is reported on TMZ. TMZ people, all these entertainment sites and publications, they all just live in La La Land as if what they're reporting on is real. Like we're living in 2001 still, and you can get away with these stories. Tom Cruise is gay, allegedly. He's allegedly dating David Miscavige, the head of Scientology, the Church of Scientology. David's wife went missing a long time ago, Shelley Miscavige. Where is she? Who knows? It's a fun mystery. He's always had gay rumors, and he doesn't have any relationship with his kids. Beyond the gay rumors, whatever. He's an older guy. He's probably living in that old, like, I can't come out. I'll be ostracized and stigmatized and blah, blah, blah. He's a deadbeat dad, and nobody reports on it. Nobody says, hey, has Tom ever said anything to Surrey Cruise? When's the last time Tom saw Surrey Cruise or any of the kids he adopted with Nicole Kidman? Where are those kids at? In Australia? Do you think he remembers their names? No one says that about Brad Pitt either. It's just like, dude, you can go on the podcast. You can go on Dax Shepard's podcast and talk about going to AA meetings all day. But name your kids. Name the current height of each kid you have. What is their favorite? What's their hobby? What did they like to do? You don't know, do you? Okay, right. But the media just overlooks that. It's so silly. It's so crazy. Dating rumors have swirled. This is again TMZ reporting it. As if we're idiots, as if we believe this hook, line, and sinker. This is a major sign of PDA as far as Tom's concerned. The actor has notoriously kept his dating life under wraps since his 2012 split with Katie Holmes. It's under wraps because he's sucking dick. He's sucking dick and cock. He's kept it under wraps because he's getting his back blown out by the head of the Church of Scientology. And that's okay. I wish he would come out and just be like, yes, I love this Scientology cock, baby. Ooh. It's crazy. Dating rumors have swirled around Tom and Anna for much of this year. Swirled by who, bitch? Both of their PR teams? How much is Anna making from this? I love that they just hold hands, too. They don't really have to sell it. There's no kissing. There's no even looking at each other. Are they co-stars? I don't even know. I don't care. Again, I don't give a shit because this is not how celebrity news works anymore. We don't care. We don't believe in on-set relationships for the most part. They're all PR. We're awake, baby. We see right through your bullshit. Dating rumors have swirled around Tom and Anna for much of this year. Not really. They've been spotted several times together around the globe and holding hands for the first time. Seems to be confirmation the fans have been waiting for. No fan has been waiting for this confirmation. I guarantee you. Does Tom Cruise have fans? Are there any big cruise heads out there? Or did they all die from COVID in 2020? I don't know. Anna de Armas. I don't know if anybody knows who that is. That sounds like a car. A really fancy car like Alfa Romeo. Oh, you got the Alfa Romeo? Yeah, I have the Anna de Armas. Yeah. Yeah, no one's buying this, but it's fun. It's fun to make believe that Tom loves pussy. Mission impossible, eating pussy, Tom. That's your mission impossible. Enjoying vagina. In more dating news, Even more dating news. I made a video on this, so I'm sorry if this is repeating myself. If you're a hardcore follower of mine, Justin Trudeau, the former Prime Minister of Canada, is dating Katy Perry. Well, let's pull it back. They're not officially dating. They were seen at dinner in Montreal. Montreal. I'm trying to pronounce Montreal the right way. Somebody online said you say it like Mon is like Monday. Montreal. They were spotted dining together at a high-end Montreal restaurant. God, the Canadian and the cringe. Katy Perry does not. She is a woman who can't be single. Do you have a friend like that in your life, or do you know somebody like that in your life, man or a woman or them, where they can't be single? They get out of a relationship and maybe they're single for like a week and then they're back into dating or they're back seeing somebody real quick. Those people scared the shit out of me. Dude, in between relationships, when I was dating, I stayed single for almost a year, months. I didn't want to go jumping back into a relationship. I like hearing the silence. I like my thoughts. People that can't be alone, I don't know, to me, what are their thoughts? It freaks me out because what are they trying to escape? Do they know who they are? You know, do they know what they are, or do they just glom onto somebody who will tell them who they are? Now you're this. Because you know when people date somebody and they become that person? It's kind of like Brad Pitt, once again. Brad Pitt's infamous for like becoming the person he dates. Gwyneth Paltrow, he was very chic. Then he was Juliette Lewis. When he was dating Juliette Lewis, he was very grunge. And then he was with Angelina Jolie. And then all of a sudden he was a humanitarian adopting kids left and right, slapping his name on the adoption certificates. And look how that turned out. Once they broke up, he was like, I don't want to be a kid to these rugrats. No, thanks. I don't ever want to visit. Where are you from? Mongolia? I don't want to. He's a chameleon. He's also an actor, so he's a double chameleon. But people like that like turn into the person they're dating, it's fine to pick up traits from the person you're with. That's totally normal. But to completely lose your identity and kind of transform into the identity of the person you're with is creepy and weird, and it means that you don't know who the fuck you are. And you've got some healing to do. Or as Whitney Rose on Salt Lake City Housewives would say, you have some healing to do. You've got to go on a healing journey. But who knows? I mean, this could be PR for sure. I'm not saying that Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau are actually going out to dinner and eating. They were snapped. They were photographed on the streets and in the restaurant. That could be very much set up. So maybe Katy Perry isn't in a space to actually date. You know, she just broke up with Orlando Bloom. I thought they were married. They weren't. They were engaged. But they never got married, which is great. I mean, in hindsight, they're probably like, thank fuck we didn't fucking, you know, because Orlando Bloom was married to Miranda Kerr. I think she's a supermodel. And Katy Perry was famously married to Russell Brand. So maybe both of them together, they were engaged, but they weren't in a super rush to get married because they know what divorces are like. Imagine having to divorce Russell Brand. How fucking soul-sucking that would be. How draining, how exhausting. First of all, he's a sex pest. Then you got to fucking, thank God they didn't have any kids together. But she had one marriage with that guy, and she was like, I don't think I ever want to get married again. We'll get engaged. I want to call you my fiance, but I don't want to get married to you. I like that she doesn't date Americans. It's fun. She dated John Mayer, and then she was like, I'm out. This country's trash. I'm going to date Brits. I'm going to date people from the UK and Canada. You know? Now, I didn't realize, after I posted this on Instagram, a lot of Canadians were chiming in. Apparently, Justin Trudeau has a lot of gay rumors swirling around him. I didn't know that. I don't know much about prime ministers. I don't know much about Justin Trudeau. He has divorced his wife since 2023. They've been divorced. This could be a beard situation, much like Ana de Armas, that car, and Tom Cruise. This could be. I don't know. You got to let me know in the comments and enlighten me, because I don't keep up with Justin Trudeau. Again, proud of it. Apparently he has a lot of gay rumors. And I haven't really read too much into it. I don't know if it's like people that are not about his politics that are just coming out and being like, he's gay. You know, like how they did with Obama. People who don't like Obama, racist white people, or just conservatives, they would come out and say that Michelle Obama was actually a man. We'll get to Candace Owens, by the way. They would say that Michelle Obama was actually a man and they'd call him Big Mike. And that just, reeks of, homophobia and transphobia and misogyny and, So I don't know if these people commenting saying, no, Justin Trudeau's gay. I don't know if they're just anti his politics or they hate him. I'm not really sure. Maybe this is another beard situation. Maybe Katie's had enough about dating for love and now she's just going to date for the bag. She should have been Tom Cruise's beard. That would have been a fun, cringy meetup. But this is very random. Katy Perry, Justin Trudeau. Apparently his son is Xavier is set to launch his rap career. Xavier is a 17-year-old who wants to be a rapper. A Canadian rapper. We see how that turned out with Drake, huh? There's nothing less cool than a Canadian rapper. I'm sorry. Canadians are the shit at, hockey, being nice, politeness, probably skiing, I don't know, staying warm. I don't think of Canadians in rap. And we shouldn't, It's like having a Mexican country star. It doesn't work out too well. That doesn't really, imagine if Selena sang country music a la Shania Twain. Maybe she could pull that off. Yeah, you don't see many Mexican country singers, same way you shouldn't see any Canadian rappers. It's just not natural. I may sound like a boomer, but I don't want my rappers to be Canadian. It's like when British people rap. And I know that there can be British rappers, but it's always like, yeah, I'm going downtown. I'll pick it down. What you do to that bang? So you do that bang bang. Oh yeah, we go downtown. Oh yeah, we rapping around. It's like, okay, you're not that guy. I want my rappers to be from America because we have struggle in this country, okay? What is healthcare? What is housing? School shootings galore, okay? That's where real rap comes from. Struggle. I know Canadians can struggle. I'm not being ignorant here, but Canadian struggle seems like nothing compared to American struggle, okay? Have you seen our president? But yeah, this could also just be PR for Justin Trudeau as he's trying to get into the press, trying to launch his son Xavier's rap career. Good for him for letting his son do whatever he wants, I guess. What are the comments on this post about his son's rap career? Wow, it's very nice. As it would be. Canadian people are so nice. If this is an American fucking post, this is posted by Hello Canada Mag. People are going, good luck to him. Interested to hear his sound. Quite a surprise. Wishing him all the best. Hopefully people will be nice. This is great news. Good luck. Good for him. All the best. I mean, Canadian people are too polite. If this was a post in America, it would just be American be like, faggot. It's crazy. Amazing. Canada, you are so sweet. Sweet like syrup, baby. We'll keep an eye on the Katy Perry, Justin Trudeau dating. Probably a PR thing. If they wanted to keep it under wraps, they wouldn't have had lunch in front of a window, a clear as day glass pane in a restaurant. I mean, if you look at the photos, they're sitting in front of a window, a complete open window. It's easily photographed. They're on the street together. They're not being discreet. So that to me seems like, oh no, we want to be caught. When Canadian meets cringe, baby. Beautiful. All right, let's get into our sponsor for the show. You know him, you love him. It's Lucy Brown Coffee, baby. Get that coffee subscription. I love Lucy Brown. You hear me every goddamn week talking about them. Have you gotten the coffee subscription yet? Have ya? If not, have you lost your goddamn mind? What the fuck? It's the best coffee subscription out there from the best coffee shop. Queer-owned, small business. Support this fucking coffee shop. It's based in Lexington, Kentucky. If you're ever in Lexington, Kentucky, why? No, just kidding. If you're ever in Lexington, Kentucky, go downtown. Go to Lucy Brown. Get their coffee by day, cocktails by night. It's a very, very cute coffee shop. We love it. Queer-owned, small business. What's not to love? And they're offering coffee subscriptions. All you got to do is go to their website and sign up for the coffee subscriptions. And every single month you get a new bag of coffee from a different and exciting roaster sent straight to your door. You don't have to leave the house. You really got to, I don't mean to be boomer, but stop. If you're just drinking coffee, I understand espresso. If you're just going out and ordering coffee, just make it at home. Get a fucking drip coffee maker. Make it at home with Lucy Brown's good ass coffee they're sending you. Okay, it's delicious and it shows up on your door every single month like clockwork. And it's affordable. It's not going to break your fucking bank. All you got to do is go to LucyBrownCoffee.com. That's LUSSI browncoffee.com and follow the coffee subscription button to get signed up today. That's LUSSI browncoffee.com. And if you use the code Heather Shaw is kidding, you'll get 10% off your first order. That's a goddamn good deal. Get the coffee. Start your day right with some Lucy Brown coffee, baby. We love you, Lucy Brown. Thank you for being an OG sponsor of this show. Well, speaking of, I was talking about Big Mike, which is the dumbest conspiracy theory created by like QAnon idiots. Candace Owens is in a bit of trouble. She's being sued by the president of France over claims. She's got a defamation lawsuit filed against her by Emmanuel Macron and his wife Brigitte over Candace Owens' claims that the French First Lady was born a man. So Candace Owens has nothing better to do, right? She's kind of disillusioned by Trump. So now she's clung on to this idea that the president of France has married to a trans woman. Okay. So even if that is true, why do we give a fuck? Number one, Candace, you live in fucking America. Okay. We got bigger fish to fry in this goddamn country. You can't think of anything to talk about in regards to America. What happened to America first, bitch? No, you got to go over to France and pick on a potentially trans woman. I don't know if Emmanuel Macron's wife is trans. I don't give a fuck. You know why? Because I don't live in France. And even if I did, what does this have to do with me? I really don't care if anybody is trans. It does not affect my life at all. I mean, the only time I can tell, really, if there's a trans man around, I make this joke all the time. I can tell if there's a trans guy around because he's 5'2". Okay, that's the only way I can tell if some guy is trans, because he's fucking short as shit. She's got a big defamation lawsuit filed against her. They said in the lawsuit filed that Owens has waged a campaign of global humiliation and engaged in relentless bullying against the 72-year-old Brigitte to promote her independent platform, gain notoriety, and make money. It details dozens of the podcaster's claims made over several months and includes corresponding photographs, screenshots, and archived newspaper clippings. Candace Owens, right-wing black woman, which is a fun oxymoron. Love that. She's like the Kanye West of, podcasters right now. She's probably not all there, or she's a self-loathing person. I would venture to say she's probably pretty self-loathing. It's the pick-me of black people. It's, siding with the leopard who they're not going to eat your face, right? It's just like gay log cabin Republicans, gay people who love Trump. It's like, okay, buddy. Siding with the enemy to make you think like that'll make you fit in. Nope, they're coming for you first. She has spent a lot of time detailing how Brigitte is a trans woman. Now, she does not say trans woman. That would be too progressive and correct, politically correct. She says Brigitte is a man. So it's not even that she's being like journalistic. Like, there's no journalistic integrity with her reporting. It's not like her being like, hey, I think Brigitte Macron is a trans woman. It's Brigitte Macron is a man. Cross-dressing man. You were born a man, you're going to die. You know, she's just very anti-trans. There's no correct language used. It's very Candace Owens. I don't know. I don't know. I've not researched this because I have a fucking life. I'm not going to spend my life researching Brigitte Macron's genitalia. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about anybody else's genitalia except for mine and my fiance's and my dogs. Make sure they're peeing correctly. But dude, if you're wasting your fucking breath and time on this fucking planet, this short amount of time you get on this planet, you don't know when you're going out. You're wasting it worrying about a lady in another country's genitalia. You're a loser. You're just a fucking loser. You're not an investigative journalist. You're a fucking loser. I mean, doesn't she have kids? She doesn't have anything better to do? I mean, this is how she wants to spend her time. I mean, I get it. I spend my time talking about Sydney Sweeney's baby ad. I like roasting pop culture. I get it. This is how I spend my time. This is how she spends hers. Hey, her body, her choice. Something she's not familiar with. Owens responded to the lawsuit in her July 24th episode of her eponymous podcast. Eponymous. Her podcast name is Candace. She spent more than 30 minutes criticizing the legal action, the Macrons, and doubling down on her claims. She said, I think you're sick. She's addressing France's first couple. I think you're sick. I think you're disgusting, and I'm fully prepared to take on this battle. It's like she doesn't want her kids to have a college fund at this point. Getting sued by a president of France, you know, the president of France. It's like you don't want your kids to have a college fund. The Macrons are suing Owens, her media company, and the company that runs her website for 22 counts of defamation and defamation-related claims. They're seeking an unspecified amount of compensatory and punitive damages. They are represented by, this is a well-known firm specializing in high-profile defamation cases, and they have helped win a $790 million defamation lawsuit against Fox News brought by Dominion Voting Systems in 2023. So, if it's millions they're seeking, you know, she could be broke. Imagine going broke because you give a fuck about a woman or whatever you think that just another person's genitalia. At the basis of what is going on, Candace Owens is potentially going to lose millions because of someone else's genitalia. Sorry, I almost choked on those words. Is Candace Owens listening? She somehow poisoned my drink. That's just loser behavior, dude. That's just so lame. She could be doing so much. I don't know what good Candace Owens could be doing, because good to her means, you know, being a fucking monster. But she's been repeating false claims over the First Lady's identity for more than a year, the lawsuit alleges, starting in March 2024, when the podcaster stated she stakes her... Candace stated she stakes her entire professional reputation, which, let's be real, what does that amount to? Your professional reputation is not much, bitch. You're not a reputable source. You have your own podcast that you have to fund. You're not a reputable source, okay? You're not on a major network. You're not funded by a major backer. It's just you. What is your reputation? If I went to the common person on the street, if I went to a liberal and said, what do you think of Candace Owens? They'd go, ew. If I went to a white conservative and I said, what do you think of Candace Owens? They'd go, that black lady? Ew. You know what I mean? I digress. She stakes her entire professional reputation, which isn't much, that Brigitte Macron is in fact a man. In January, Owens released the first episode in an 8-part podcast series entitled Becoming Brigitte. An 8-part podcast series on somebody's fucking genitalia. It's insane. What a loser. I just can't reiterate this enough. This goes back to in the 90s and 80s when people gave a fuck about gay people being in love. This is the step up. Now that gay is across the board pretty accepted. I know there's some gay people out there that are like, oh, rights can be taken at any time. It's across the board accepted. You'll see gay people in movies and TV shows. Hate crimes do happen, but across the board, it's pretty accepted to be gay. In red states, blue states, whatever. Now they've moved on to trans people because, well, their hate has to go somewhere. You know what I mean? So an 8-part series on a bitch's vagina or dick. Crazy. Becoming Brigitte. The lawsuit says Candace presented outlandish, defamatory, and far-fetched fictions. Like that alliteration. That's a good one. Far-fetched fictions. The filing says they include allegations by Owens that Brigitte was born a man and stole someone's identity, and that Brigitte and Emmanuel are blood relatives and that they have committed forgery, fraud, and abuses of power to conceal these secrets. So, look, it's a fun story if it's real. I get it. I could see how Candace Owens could go down the rabbit hole if now she's thinking Brigitte Macron was born a man and is actually the cousin of Emmanuel, and they were actually cousin lovers, and they were two boys who were cousin lovers, and then Emmanuel went into politics, and so Emmanuel was like, dearest cousin lover, I want to be with you, but how are we going to do this? You're a man and you're my cousin. And then his cousin lover said, I know, I'll become a woman and my name will be Brigitte, and then we can be lovers forever because everyone will think that I'm just a woman and that I'm your wife, but really I'm going to be a man cousin lover. I mean, this is what Candace Owens thinks. Okay? That's some crazy conspiratorial bullshit. And it's a fun story, sure, but to like stick to this and be like, this is really what happened. Do you know how insane you sound? And again, even if it really did happen, why do you give a shit? How does this affect your life, Candace? You still have to go to sleep every night and wake up yourself. Wild shit. She's going to lose her kids' college fund over this. I don't know. When a president of another country sues you in the court of law in your country. And then the other thing on this is, how do they prove it's defamation? How are the Macrons going to prove defamation? And how is it going to be substantiated? How are we going to know for sure that they've actually proven? Like, does Brigitte have to show her pussy in court? How do they prove this? Birth certificates? I guess but that could be doctored. Let's just say we're playing devil's advocate here. Now we're on Candace's side. How do you prove? Because even if Brigitte pulls out her pussy, she could go, that was manufactured. Birth certificate, then Candace could say that was fabricated. You've changed it up. I don't know how they prove this. I really don't. It's a weird case. This is the world we live in now. The filing alleges that Owens ignored the Macrons' request to retract the allegations. Here's the other thing that's kind of fishy is, why do they give a shit? If it's not true, again, playing devil's advocate here, if it's not a true story, why are they going after her so bad? Is it because it's just so incredibly hurtful? Because if somebody kept spewing about how I was born a man, I wouldn't pay attention to it. There's a lot of people. There's a lady online who thinks that I was made in a lab. She thinks that I'm a Jim Carrey clone and I was made in a lab. She always compares me and Jim Carrey's like features, but weird features, like not facial features. She'll just compare our like ears and our knees on Instagram and be like, see, she was made in a lab. And it's like, yeah, sure, girl. It's not true, so I don't give a fuck. I don't pay attention to it. But why are they... Is it just because it's mean? They're taking it all the way to court, so I'm guessing that it's not true and that they're just like sick of this bitch. I'm not really sure. I wouldn't pay attention to something if it wasn't true. That's all I'm saying. But I don't know. Owens has dissected their appearance, their marriage, their friends, their family, their personal history, twisting it all into a grotesque narrative designed to inflame and degrade, the complaint said. In a statement, a spokesperson for Candace Owens said the filing represented a foreign government attacking the First Amendment rights of an American independent journalist. Anybody can be a journalist these days. Owens has attracted criticism for years because that's how she makes her money. Over her commentaries on a range of topics with a history of spreading anti-Semitic rhetoric, including Holocaust denial. Jesus. She was suspended for YouTube for a week after videos of several of her interviews were deemed as hate speech by the Google subsidiary. In the following 2 months, authorities in New Zealand and Australia rejected her visas to visit the country ahead of her speaking tour. Local media reported Australian Immigration Minister Tony Burke mentioned her rhetoric, downplaying the importance of the Holocaust with comments about Joseph Mengele through to claims that Muslims started slavery. Dude, she's just a crazy fucking person. Losing visas, getting suspended on YouTube. I mean, only a week. Denying the Holocaust. It's just, she's just bored, dude. She's desperate and she's bored. This lawsuit probably brings her a lot of glee, a lot of joy, because now, you know, she's relevant. Weird shit. Weird shit. We'll see. Again, I don't know how much they're suing for. I'd be interested to know how much they're suing for. I'd almost think it'd be more hurtful to Candace Owens to completely demonetize her from making content, like to throw her off YouTube, to throw her off social media. That would hurt more to her than forcing her to pay millions of dollars to the French president, because she can probably skirt that. But to completely demonetize, censor Candace Owens, that would probably hurt her the most, because that bitch loves attention. That's all she needs. That's all she wants. If only she just loved herself. You know? If only she just loved herself. Just a little. Things would be so different for her. It's like Hulk Hogan. This is going to be her legacy. Candace Owens dead at 85, let's just say. She was a famous Holocaust denier. She gave way too much shits about a woman over in France, whether or not she was a woman or a man. You know, she wasted her life away, essentially. Huge conspiracy theorist, but not fun conspiracies. You know, nothing fun. They're just weird ones. She's like Black Alex Jones. Blalex Jones. That should be Candace Owens' new name. Well, shit. That's our episode today. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you. Again, I'm in Austin, Texas next week at Cap City. Come on out to that. Yeehaw, motherfucker. I am in Kansas City, Missouri, doing a weekend there at the Comedy Club of Kansas City. Then I'm in Batavia, Illinois, doing a weekend at the Comedy Vault. These are all August shows. And then I'm out in California, Sacramento, Los Angeles, and San Diego. And then a bunch of other shows coming up. Let me tell you about those cities. If I say your city, you have to buy a ticket. That's just how this works. Portsmouth, New Hampshire, Pottstown, Pennsylvania, Arlington, Virginia, Eugene, Oregon, Seattle, Tacoma, Boca Raton, Omaha, Des Moines, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Kansas City again for the Fountain City Comedy Festival, Cleveland, Ohio, Columbus, Massillon, Fort Wayne, Indiana, Chicago, Illinois, Dallas, Richmond, Mahomet, Illinois. Mahomet? I don't know how to say that. Portland, Maine, Appleton, Wisconsin. And I'll be going out to Atlanta in March for the West End Comedy Fest. Get tickets at heathershawcomedy.com for those. Join the Patreon if you want an extra episode of this podcast every single week. That's patreon.com/heathershawcomedy. It's good over there. It's a good community. It's very fun. I'm talking my shit. And don't forget to rate and review this podcast. I love you so much, queefs. Stay gay, stay straight, stay bi, stay safe out there. Until next week. All right. See ya.